Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and of course you can follow me on Twitch as well. We're recording this live there and on YouTube, and going to be showing it later. And AZs, which showed up a little late to the stream, we are setting up here, and we're focusing on some of the new features with espionage. And currently we have in progress, we are infiltrating the Navy. We are trying to steal naval blueprints. So we have 2 spies working on it now, trying to get into the Royal Navy to see what sort of technological advancements the British have that we might get our hands on. Some people are saying some of this stuff is overpowered, and it might be, but I don't know versus what we could be spending on building other things. Okay, yes, and this now gives us, let's do one more fighter. I want to have fighter coverage. Let's do a few fuel silo productions. Let's throw one out here in the east, one down here, and one over here. Those will be fairly quick to build. And we can improve our we should we're doing that. Oh yes, okay. Soft attack reliability, max speed reliability, hard attack. We're going to do max speed and reliability improvements for that. Should be still good for the current tanks that we're developing. Yeah, we may get, I don't know if we're going to, I want to see what how the tech is, whether it's going to give us something like a battleship tech, or whether it will give us one of these, you know, like improved airplane catapults or something. I'm wanting to see how that is going to be and what sort of things. Focusing on the Navy and why I'm trying to do that. One thing I sort of kind of learned from Hearts of Iron 3 and tech stealing there, so I'm applying it to here. Not sure that it counts. But right now, in 1937, I'm partially going from my historical viewpoints on some of this, and then what is likely. Is Britain likely to have better than, you know, have 1939 technology of tanks? I don't think so. So trying to steal army technology, I got a very loud motorcycle. Are they going to have better artillery? I don't think so. Now, I think they're going down, I forget which one, I don't know, maybe superior firepower, I'm not sure, which, maybe it's even this one. But if it's a doctrine here, it may be a different doctrine, and yeah, they might, you know, I don't know how much useful stuff there will be to steal from Britain. Oh, they might have, like, Marines or something like that already researched. So because Germany is one of the more advanced nations in pushing through here, researching that isn't necessarily as helpful. Now, we could look at air power. Definitely they may have a heavy fighter that's better than ours. They may have carrier models, though I don't know if that would be naval tech. So we need to look for something that some nation at this point. Now later on, you may have a lot more tech slots for America, and America will be more advanced on some of this stuff, and maybe like industrial technology or just electrical technology that we want to steal from America. But right now, in 37, Britain is likely to have better naval techs than we do. So I'm hoping to snatch up some of that. So I'm looking at stealing stuff. I thought it started yes, okay, yeah, but we've moved to 37 now. I mean, we started in 36. You're absolutely right, James. But we're we started there, but we've moved ahead. And so I'm looking to steal in fields that I don't at all until late in the game. Okay, yeah, Soviets basically the only only tank nation in the game. Yeah, and I didn't know how much or how difficult it would be to infiltrate the Soviet Union as opposed to infiltrating Britain. So that's sort of my reasons what and why I'm trying to steal what I'm trying to steal. Yes, we do have some bonuses from doing the Navy, are some of getting the dockyards going. Okay, tactical bombers, close support. We'll do close support. And we can do even more. Well, we're going to put the 222 in production. Now, oh, really? Let's click that. Really? Let's look over here. Yeah, I'm sitting here silent, thinking what I should say. Okay, full. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Okay, guys, hold on before I start. Let me pull up a few things here. Yep, we've stopped this episode. Either everybody's wandered off by now, or they're waiting to see, is Gamer going to explode into some sort of weird and crazy rant. Gamer is thinking he is, but wants to sort of make sure, look a little before. Yeah. Okay. I'm preparing something here. Okay, just give me another. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what Gamer was looking for. Just looking for a nice profile pic here. I thought I may have one. I do have a fairly large collection. Sometimes that in and of itself can make this difficult of finding just the right thing, even though oh man, I don't think I'm borderline well, I guess we can grab that one. Oh, I forget the exact term. But then I just noticed this. Okay, everybody, yeah, I'm taking too long. Okay, taking too long. All right. Incoming rant. Yes, take cover. Okay. Oh, hello, Spiraling 69. Do you sort of get that title? Are you one of those people who wants up? Me? No, God, no. Okay, let's. I know there are a few viewers that sort of like that kind of idea, but I don't. Yeah. Okay. I want to ask the chat here. Clicking back over here. Okay. I want to ask, does the idea that these names here and these images here add anything to the game? You know, would it make any difference that, hey, they have this name here and they put a Bradley fighting vehicle here, and over here for this Panzer III, if they put a BF 110 picture here and a Panzer there, and if over here they had a picture of a Panzer III, so does flavor, like the title and the image, matter? So Arno's so far the only one that's some flavor, yes. Should the image just plain, sure, okay. And I didn't notice it, and I just noticed it just now. Okay. Now, early on, they said they wanted to, instead of just get pictures off the internet, they wanted to make their own graphics for this game, so that it's really good. So it all sort of matches and flows instead of just random pictures from the internet. Okay. And I'm also seeing the Puma as well. Both of these. This image here and this title do not match. They are two different vehicles. This SDKFZ 222, that's not an SDKFZ 222. And this Puma is not an SDKF whatever, KFZ whatever, put the numbers. The Puma had an enclosed turret and a 50 millimeter gun. Those that you play War Thunder and other games may know this thing. This is an open turret and a 20 millimeter gun on this, both going at the same time. I don't know which they had more of, maybe more Pumas, but this is not a Puma. This is not a 222. So let's come over here. We're going to switch to that. We're going to transition to this, and we're going to show you this this here is a SDKFZ 222. This is an SDKFZ 221, and yeah, 221 here. Lichtpanzer variant. This predates it. This version of the vehicle was armed with that. The crew increased additional armor, relieving the commander task. You go in here, they actually talk, it's a complete rebuild. It's not the same vehicle. These two vehicles are two different vehicles. And maybe I'm being overly retentive in that they're both four-wheel drive. They both. This has a teeny little turret on it that has a machine gun. This has a small turret with a machine gun and a 20 millimeter. And that may not be a thing to worry about. But why can't you get the vehicles right? And especially when you jump over here to a Puma. And there's even a bit of controversy whether it was even called a Puma at the time. But they have found few period references to it being called a Puma. In actual some documents. Okay, and they even specify here that 234. Yeah. The Sonderkraft Fahrzeug. Hopefully I'm getting that right. Lum and any other German speakers are somewhat... Okay, yeah. Consistent styles of art, easier on the eyes. Actually looks enough like a Puma. If you don't focus too much. Yeah, okay, and but I like the style they went for. This is why we play Black Ice, yes. No problem. They could make the pictures more real, right? I suspect the Allies in lesser known countries are not on point either. Very likely. Now, this is, I've complained about the wrong uniforms on people. Some were actually corrected, and because of my pointing things out. Others weren't because they were already done and they didn't, have artists time to go back and redo images. So I don't know if this is the case of you tell the artist to do something, they Google images, they get images, they see something like this under Google, and oh, well, we'll make this, because it's easier that, working from this image is easier than working from this image. And they look at it for 10 seconds and don't see the difference because they're an artist and they don't care. And it makes no difference to them. So they just find this to draw off of instead of this to draw off. That may be. So it may just be, hey, I'm an artist. This looks good. I'm drawing this because it's the way I feel today. Or did you just effing hire the wrong artist? Could that be? Did you hire the wrong artist? Here I'm going to get controversial on you all. Just because I was just watching some of the interview stuff in relation videos that they put out in relation to the new DLC. The 2D artist that they had there in with Podcat, Don seems like a nice guy, been nice in all interactions I've had with him, and he probably isn't the one hiring for this, but and probably the artist that they hired is probably a nice woman because they hired a woman. And they were talking about how the come over here. Here, the spy images here are either some historical or they're dynamic, but they're actually, the images themselves are dynamic in that they can be, if this Otto Müller isn't a historical, and I don't think so, especially with a beard, and that that sort of, oh, it existed. I don't know if I should go there, but that seems like a 21st century image with that sort of beard, and not something a spy would be having, because he would stand out in the first half of the 20th century. Men were much more clean shaven. Men were clean shaven. Before World War I, men had beards. After World War I, men were clean shaven. Can anyone in chat on either YouTube or Twitch or wherever, or even on Mixer, if there's somebody out there, can tell me why men after World War I were clean shaven and were not clean shaven before World War I? Yep, Arno got, or Azad got it. Gas masks. Gas masks. The military changed that. And that is why up until very recently, militaries have had clean shaven. Basically, our experience primarily in Afghanistan has gotten the U.S. Army more accepting of beards. Now they're still mostly in special force type units. But yes, beards and gas masks. Mustaches are sort of okay. You know, you can see like Hitler and whatnot. But beards and gas masks don't mix well. So that is the reason. And the clean shaven aspect. So I would not expect somebody in the 30s, that's where we still are, to have this sort of beard. Either an old guy with sort of a longish beard, but then he wouldn't be a good spy because he would stand out. But you know, they were talking about how, you know, this guy has sunglasses, and maybe next time you get him in a sort of a dynamic image that sort of auto generates the image, he might have an eye patch next time or something like that. And maybe that's all she worked on. I don't know. I don't know who worked on what pieces of the vehicle. And yeah, this is why do I even bother with this, because the 221 versus the 222 is so close. And it's not wrong to have this, because this was what predated it. And so, yeah, we're going to transition back over to this. And so, I mean, this could so easily be fixed by, because I noticed it really when I was looking here. Just change that to a 221 and it's fine. You don't have to change the image. Just change that Puma image into a SDKFZ, what was it, a 234 or whatever. I don't remember numbers well, so I have to look those things that are so many different ones up. But I do know the 222. It's because it's one of my favorite little vehicles. Sort of compact. Not super effective on the Eastern Front because of all of the, you know, mud and snow, but not a bad vehicle. They eventually stopped making it just because they're making more Pumas and other things to do. So yeah, that's sort of a bit of my rant on just the wrong image and name put to it. And yeah, I know you're filthy casuals, and I'm sort of joking with that title, but you're casual players. Why isn't this a... Oh, I messed that up. Okay, well, whatever. Let's, well, he's already got that, doesn't really matter. Won't notice the difference, and it's only armor nerds like me will notice, and uniform nerds that will notice the uniform differences there. Yeah, okay. Azads, I get you don't mind too much, and it is as much as my pet peeves as anything else here. That scared everybody away from watching images. Oh, okay. Stereotypical American, yeah. No, I could climb in and out of that just fine. I'm tall. I'm relatively thin. So, yeah, it's height and leg length is more my worry in fitting in any of those things than anything else. I could fit in the chairs in those little vehicles if you've seen the inside chairs just fine. But I don't know if my legs would fit. I'm not as tall as the Chieftain, because he's like, what, 6'7" or something. I'm over 6 feet, but I'm not that tall. You know, I got a bit of height, but not not that tall. Okay, we're gonna start building AA guns just because I want those two. Second factory will go to that. Do they exist? Yes. Not as thin as I once was, but you would still generally think of me as thin to normal. Yeah, fit in the T-72s, yes. Well, those were built for short Russians. I had a good friend who was a Marine, and he was a short Marine. So, yes, he started out in Amtraks and then into tanks because, yeah, they try to height select and put short people in some of those vehicles. Spent time in some of the lavs. Yeah, oh, cool. Yes, well, we in America, hi, Marcel. Because you know we just don't quite understand 1.7 meters because that some days it could be like 6 feet tall, other days it could be 9 feet tall. Those metric measurements are just so imprecise. We just don't get them. We do everything in feet and inches over here in the Freedom Land. Trying to explain everything to do with trains and tanks to my mom. So yeah, okay. So okay, what we did but what did we steal? This operation has been completed. Okay, infiltration finished. Excellent. Under cover of very adverse weather, our team found previously scouted trail and proceeded across the border without further problems. Our agent successfully convinced a soldier on active duty to work for us in return. We were doing the Navy. Get your damn thing right. It would be a sailor. In return for a significant sum of money, our team has blended in with local civilians and is currently making plans to either make their way back. Okay. Excellent outlook. But we didn't steal any tech, did we? We infiltrated, offered bribe, going around. Okay. Huh? I didn't notice something that said what tech we got. Did we do that all wrong, or just a little wrong, or did we go in and bribe but didn't get anything? Did they not have anything for us to take, maybe? We know if the AI chooses to transform itself into a new... I don't know. Gotta unpause. Okay. Maybe that will give an answer? Hey, thanks for following. Okay, no. Well, that didn't quite work out as planned. Build up networks there now. Extra research slot, nice. Yes, we wanted that. I don't know if we were just unsuccessful, or we were, because unfortunately I wasn't paying enough attention to text, naval text, to like know if we have a new naval text somewhere that we didn't before. I don't know. Looking for, well, we'll do MPs. And we're going to come over here and synthetic coal, full control there. War economy, which is very good. Yeah. Okay. Ah, cool. Spiraling 69. Well, you are a bit younger than me to have done some of that. I don't think there was a conscious decision on my command. I don't know how much it's conscious, because I know like the chieftain is super tall and he went into armor, and because that's what he wanted to do. So yeah, now American tanks are obviously bigger than the Soviet types, but the Soviets were very much of a conscious idea of having short people in their armored fighting vehicles of various types, for operators of them, as opposed to just guys riding in the back. I don't know if we didn't do that right, or if we did it right and I just didn't get the notification that or missed the notification, maybe. That's too far in advance, but that will at least allow us to we'll do paratroopers. Metal coffins, yeah, they can be. They can be. Okay, we got more factories coming. Yeah, we probably will, even though we'll have some more synthetics. Anyways. No, you not angered me, Toy Jet. Okay, the Henshaw 126 has been finished. Okay, good. Yugoslavia requests sale of airplanes. Fighters approved bombers. Yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do the 110. No, stop that. 110. Refining has been improved. Very good. Okay, so we are, except for conversion of equipment, we are fully up to date there. Yeah. Boy, this makes me want black ice, even though I'm a little upset with black ice. I think I'm just going to have to go in and mod black ice to the way I feel about it, because they and I have just, shall we say, parted ways on what we think should be happening with Russia, particularly, but other elements too, maybe. But I still love the base elements of the thing. I just don't know if I'm going to have time, or when I have time. Oh, I've got time. I just have to. We want to put these into production. We'll just get them into production now. What aircraft? Oh, we want. Okay. Let's move these down so that once we get one more factory, we'll do that there. Okay. Okay. Oh, what are we saying? Why don't you? Oh, and you'll see. Well, am I miss something in chat here? About this. Okay, you don't steal tech from infiltration. It gives you assets that you can use in ops to steal tech. Blueprints copying is a mission of its own. Okay, well, there's so much stuff going by, and I'm rambling on about all kinds of things. Toy Jet, miss things. Okay. Okay. In fact, I don't have to censor my Hindi word swears. Yeah, I don't think most of us speak Hindi here. And greetings. Yes, I remember you from the other day. And Gonkal La Raka. I'm sure that is a. I do remember trying to pronounce your name before, and I'm bad at names like that because I don't quite know where the phonemes, if you know what that is, the segments of the name or the word go together to come. No worries. Yes. Okay. So Gonk. Okay, Gonk works. I get Gonk. Gonk. Yep. Oh, I think I can remember Gonk. He was a early droid in Star Wars. Gonk. Oh, it's from Portugal. Okay, but there's also a Okay, so we shouldn't have shut that off. Okay, that infiltrate the Navy. Yep, we're still learning some of this stuff. Material designer. Well, we can do. Yeah, I sort of like that. Yeah, my Portuguese is not good. Yeah, there's in the first Star Wars movie, the first one that was out, Star Wars: A New Hope, as it's now was always sort of subtitled. You have the selling of the droids by the Jawas with their big sandcrawler and whatnot, and one of the sort of blue box droids that are sort of walking around on 2 feet, and it's a power droid, and all it periodically says is "gonk" and sort of a metallic sort of sound. So it got named Gonk because of that. Not that that's necessarily its proper name, but people call that. So yeah, but no, I can remember Gonk. Sorry if being associated with the Star Wars droid is not the favorite way to be remembered, but that is what it gets for me. Okay. So we're building this back up. Reich Autobahn. Good. Now, let's look again back at intelligence agencies. Now, no available slots to recruit a new one. Operative killed by the enemy. Captive operatives. Spy master. Yeah, let's go with being a spy master. We do barely enough. You are now spy master. Okay. Don't know what that helps or hurts. And we can now start building submarines. More so. That's what we're just going to start. More, because we will get a few more once that completes. Now, we have passive defense level 1, Army Department, Naval Department, form the Department Cryptology, portable radios, plus explosive suicide pills, psychological warfare, but diplomatic training. Okay, operative recruitment choices +1. We'll do that. We'll get that going there. No, didn't shoot any lasers. Just sort of it's a power droid, meaning it walks around, and if you want to get power from it, it supplies power. Okay, 5 total. Build cryptology. Well, we will probably do that too. I thought training might help us with better and more recruits. But cryptology department is probably a cool idea. Okay, elastic defense. Very good. We want that. We want to continue. Yes, armored spearhead. Let's see. The two things that I would change with Black Ice that I know of right now and want to remod is they, at least as I last checked, radically shortened down the trade range to the point that Germany cannot trade with Romania for oil. Now that was a critical element of World War II, was Germany trading for Romanian oil, and you can't do that anymore in Black Ice. And I do know that there were all kinds of treaties and whatnot for a country like Hungary to trade with Germany across, whether Austria or Czechoslovakia, in which the trains would load up in Germany, be sort of sealed, and just drive. They would have to pay the rail fees, you know, for using the railways, drive across Austria and into Hungary without paying any taxes, without any trade restrictions. And there were a bunch of these things, and some of them actually sort of created with either the actual Versailles Treaty or immediate, because, you know, the Versailles Treaty, as far as I remember, technically does not end the war between Germany and America. It is the Treaty of Saint-Germain, which is, you know, another palace in that area. But that was where the American negotiating team with Germany was, and so that's, if I'm sorry if I'm getting some of the details wrong here, but that is where the American-German surrender peace treaty, whatever it's called, happened. So that there are other treaties, but generally, shall we call it, the Versailles Treaty definitely covered things like Czechoslovakia's use of Stettin, Hamburg, and I think Bremen. No, not Bremen. Hamburg and Stettin. I think there was a third port, but these were maybe coming. No, but these were definitely rivers that through here and here that because I know definitely Stettin and I know definitely Hamburg, that there was river barge traffic ports that maybe via for trains, I don't know, but that actually they got a little sort of bit of the port that sort of de facto became Polish territory, and so ships could show up, you know, here, unload into the special dock. Germany, Nazi or otherwise, couldn't look in to see what it is, and then they would be put on river barges, particularly for this one, and the cargo could be barged up, and Germany couldn't look inside of it, and you know, they could follow along to make sure it isn't like smuggled into Germany and unloaded, you know, but they can't look inside the cargo, and then it was get into Czechoslovakia and vice versa for exports. I know that because I think it was sometime late in 36 or maybe it was 37. Germany cancels, unilaterally cancels that part of the Versailles Treaty Accord process, so cuts Czechoslovakia off from using any German ports without German cargo inspections and maybe taxes and other things. I don't know. That all goes, and this is before 38, and which we're sort of running slow on, which I don't like the way they do some of this stuff for pushing some of the the Sudeten crisis. And so that is set up, and it is specifically set up so that your internal trade for Romania to Germany does not need to take ships out of Romania and all the way around through to a German port. So you know, as this gets cut off to trade here, the straits, I guess we can come over here for the naval look, isn't it? Yeah, here. You know, the different conditions for can trade pass. Right now, it can trade, you know, Germany can trade there, but doesn't need to in the base game for oil from Romania. That's one thing I would change, and that's easy. And unfortunately, I didn't know how to change it in a save game, and the save game is what it originally was. It doesn't just change it in the base game. The other thing I would change is they're out of supply over effects, OP effects for invasion of the Soviet Union. Those are the two big things that really got me to rage quit last time. I can deal with minor disagreements. Hello, RR. How you doing? Not quite getting Pool or Poppy, but whatever. Those are things that I would trade. But otherwise, I really love a lot of what they're doing. It's just some of that sort of got me to rage quit. Colonel Pentlow, swallow resistance. Make Germany OP. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. You're not going to send troops to Spain. At least send an attaché. That is a smart idea, Arno. Why do you keep having those? Okay, where is it? Just because it's... no, we don't want docking rights. No, we can't send that. Oh, we don't have enough political power. That's why it's grayed out. I was looking for a green one. Okay, so when we get another 100 political power, we'll see about sending an attaché. Oh, wow, there's a couple of episodes on me rage quitting both Black Ice and rage quitting Total War mods. Total War mod, I don't think I ever plan on going back. Black Ice was just fix this and I'll be back, or I will have to fix it for some of my stuff and be back someday. It wasn't I hate Black Ice, it was I hate these two particular features about Black Ice. Love most of it, and then there's other, like I say, quibbles around the edges that aren't really enough a big thing. Okay, localized training centers, very good. Now we will come over here, and yes, we will do a cryptology department. Get that being built. And I am not going to argue that OP is not overpowered. I just don't have enough experience for it, but it really could or should come down to 38's a little early. We'll still build more military factories. The cost of doing some of this stuff. Send spies to France too. Well, once we get more spies, well, first we're going to get tech stealing going on. But once we get enough there, form the department. Well, we've done that. Okay. Well, we want to influence the Dutch even more. Keep up on that. Okay. Well, we're still building up more local agencies recruit in Europe. Okay. Oh, we have another operative slot. Well, very good. Okay, it's recruiting our operative pool. German war economy is now sort of built up to some degree. No, we're not doing Reich commissars at the moment. Well, you know what we need to do is... Oh, Anschluss. Okay, we need a bigger German army. We're behind on all that, I do know. Okay, I want to train another division set, and we're going to put this over here. We're going to add unit, add unit, add unit. And let's deploy. And you can deploy. Okay, and does that? No. What is our current? I don't know. It's not enough, so we'll just keep focusing on more. Okay, well, we can't do Anschluss yet. Union. fortification. We'll start doing that. And we will, yeah. Get that going there. Well, let's do another recon, getting those produced up. More fighters, because we like fighters. And more anti-tank. Nine days, 8 days. Okay, military police 1, which of course will help our occupation, I'm sure. We're now in 38, so that will allow us to come over here and get computing machines without a negative penalty. Yeah, another refinery. We're doing a lot of motorization. And yeah, another one. We'll do that. We'll do some fuel silos, stick some fuel around to store up more fuel. They're fast to build. And another... How are we doing for these? Okay. Anti-tanks doing artillery, doing very well. Okay, we can do bigger, more recruitment. Okay, we could use more trucks. And we'll do that for trucks. We need more trade of tungsten. We'll see if we can get some more from Sweden. There we go. And yes, we can. We now have another pool. Otto Hartmann. Why do I think there was actually a real Otto Hartmann in the spy? No, Otto Rahn. I think it's Otto Rahn. Nut job. Okay. Yeah, another guy with a shadow beard. No, that's not appropriate for this age. Just not appropriate. Yeah, we'll get Scorzini just for the fun of it. Okay, let's Yugoslavian air experience plus. Okay, yeah, they can produce some. Maybe we'll capture them later on. Paratroopers, yay. Okay. And BF 110s, yay. Okay. Proper actual radar. Yeah, nothing to really do here. But we can come over here and start upgrading our infantry capabilities. Defense, yeah, it's probably down here. Let's. We've got our 100. So we will now try to send an attaché down here. There we go. They will not accept. Franco will not accept a military attaché from Germany. How interesting. Well, let's see if we can send volunteers just for the fun of it. Okay, All right. Oh, come over to army. Who do we have that we can put in charge of this? No, don't see him here, so let's just, we'll do Guderian. And let's give, well, I don't know, can we do 3 divisions? Are we big enough to do 3 divisions? Okay. Send volunteers. Guderian, yes, limit 3 at this point. Okay, so we'll send that off. Now, if, nope, they still won't accept. How interesting. Okay, back to spying. Okay, ooh, infiltrate. We want to infiltrate. Okay, we've infiltrated the Navy. Okay, steal Navy blueprints. There we go. Now that we have the spy network up, okay, but let's also come back to the, can we give him the job to, no, see if we just put him in there while the other guys continue with their, can we, or do we, I think we can just, hopefully just do it with one, because I don't want to totally abandon my spy network running. Okay, so we've successfully infiltrated that. Oh, 110s. Yeah, we'll get some 110s in production. For the fun of it, of course. Hey. What, IKB? I see you shouting my name, which is cool, but don't get a context. Need to use all 3 spies. Okay. I hear you. See, I want to stay building networks since I have to rebuild all that up over time. Okay, coal liquefaction, very good. Synthetic rubber. Resource output by 2, that is worth the time, but let's come, no, onslaught not yet. So let's see if we can deploy a few more divisions already. That may put us to the size of an army to intimidate Austria, which did actually have an army. I mean, in photos it looks very similar to, yes, that is big enough. Good. I knew we could do it. Oh, I have some plans for what would make a great DLC for this. I don't know if they're interested in. And what's Marcel saying? Well, the most I really was in the U.S. was 2 years of Army ROTC back in my university days. After 2 years, you had to decide whether you wanted to go into the Army or not. And at that point, it was, I was informed there was about a 50-50 chance of getting into the Army. I didn't want to just be in the reserves. And I don't know, they weren't quite telling me exactly, because I was getting good grades, if you will, in ROTC, but I wasn't getting great grades in college, so I don't know quite what was determining that. And Bill Clinton was president. And, you know, this sort of tells you how long ago it was. I just decided that, you know, at that time in my life, now I probably would have been good for me to go into the Army, looking back on it at that point, but it really was sort of an idea that, did I want to go into Bill Clinton's Army? It's not like, oh, it's terrible, but the second half of Bill Clinton, this was sort of early Bill Clinton, second half of Bill Clinton's Army, my cousin goes into it, and he told me some of the stuff that I'm not terribly disappointed that I wasn't in his army, about budgeting and other things that was a bit, you know, not so great. There, are we there? We're there? Are we there yet? We're nearly there yet. Being in recruitment in Europe, okay. So that is sort of why I did not go into the Army. I didn't want to be a part-time soldier. I either wanted to either fully be in or fully be out. Where are our troops? They're here. Read your text 30 minutes ago, please. Okay, I'll go up. I missed things. Sorry. Oh, over 2 millimeter or 2 meters tall and leopards no problem. Is that it? Or oh, I just joined the reserves. Had my first training. Oh, okay, cool. I missed that stuff. Was a tank platoon commander forever. Very interesting, Marcel. Very, very interesting. Very, if that's what you were pointing to. Very cool. Okay, so we're prepared. We need to take these other guys off their other tasks, I guess, so let's commence the operation to see if we can steal some tech from them. Let's slow this down a little bit. And a little bit more because we're going to be playing around in Spain maybe. Where is our... Did we get down here yet? Interesting question there. Spiraling. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, their silence isn't good for keeping people on there. Have a good evening, Marcel. If you show back up, that's cool. If not, just have a good evening. How do I put this? Are you planning on continuing to play Hearts of Iron long term? Then probably yes, it's worth getting. Because the best of my understanding, future major DLCs will require this to be had. They sort of stack on top of each other as opposed to switch to army map mode. Would that be it? That would be it. Hey, thank you. Yes, just gotta remember that I'm not, because normally that's my default mode, but I sort of hate to say this, but generally yes, I would say. The reason I hate to say it is not anything to do with this, is what's worth buying for who and what? How much money do you make? Is this the one DLC game thing you're buying for the next 6 months? Or is, hey, this is just this or a $20 cup of coffee at Starbucks today? Or, hey, I'm going to spend $60 today on games. I spend $60 every day on games. Is this worth $20 out of that $60 that I spend every day on games? Hell yeah. You know, it's just like so yeah, I'm actually getting into it now. Yeah. About almost a year ago. So probably now, because I'm not trying to sell you this, and even when I'm working for Slytherin, I'm not trying to, because I do sort of work for them as an outside contractor. Just full disclosure, I'm not even trying to sell you their games. I'm trying to present the games as best I can And this is not today, obviously, not presenting it from the experts level. This is presenting, sort of showing you what's in game and how, like I have played around with an earlier version of this, but how from something of a novice with the new DLC, how well does it work? Is this something you're interested in? And you sort of get to make that choice up, hopefully reasonably well informed choice from that point. But so yeah, I would generally say yeah. And now also another thing is I'm not sure how much of this is in the DLC versus how much is in the free update, and I don't know whether Black Ice is going to need the DLC or just what's in the free update, because when I've either looked at it as the beta version of the game, or, and I can't, I could get on and play in the betas, but I did today buy this DLC because I'm not active in the beta, so they're not giving me an outside copy. So yeah, I could always play this as part of the beta. And I did not get in and start in and look up this as just the free update, so I don't know really what, I'm sure I could inform myself, but what is free update versus like versus the DLC. Generally speaking, if I'm going to be playing a game like this a lot, I figure I'm just buying the DLCs now. If you're not playing it very much, maybe wait for a sale, because again, what the $20 to buy this, yeah, it's not that much, but I don't know. If you're not going to want to, okay, well, if you're not wanting to play this level right now, okay, here's my basic analysis. If you're not into wanting to play the Intel game, and the other elements of the DLC, to my knowledge, are sort of the Iberian Peninsula. They went in and made more stuff for Portugal, just because they sort of kind of look at it regionally, as well as new features like the Intel. So they're looking at Spain, and so it's the Iberian Peninsula. It's not that I know of anything special is super happening with Portugal, as why they're doing Portugal and not Bulgaria, because Bulgaria was in the war but Portugal wasn't, or Greece or some other thing. Well, it's just that they're looking at the Iberian Peninsula and whatnot, so they're focusing in on that. So it's not that they value this more than some other country, it's just a regional focus is sort of their philosophy. So if you're not going to be playing Spain and Intel isn't very important, maybe wait for a sale to get this, and they'll go on sale at some point. I don't know when, but they'll do. If money's at all an issue. Money isn't an issue, then hell, if you're playing this game, buy it. If you're actively playing Hearts of Iron, probably just buy it. If money isn't an issue. And you say, well, what isn't money an issue? Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. And probably if money's not an issue, you're not asking whether you should buy this or not. But yeah, trust me, I get that. Yeah, Easter sale, there'll probably be something. And of course, newer titles don't get as big a sales as, because actually right now, Hoi 4, I think this weekend is free to play on Steam. You can download the base game, not with this thing. They're just trying to, they're the pusher man, trying to get you hooked on all of this. Okay, let's look at what we're going to be researching next. We're researching infantry equipment. 39 will be doing that, and we won't be looking at, well, we'll be looking at 39 for artillery and then 40 for more artillery. Okay, so we're going to come over here and do Rheinmetall. Yeah, advertising just get you hooked on the product. These products can be addicting. And I mean that in the literal sense, not just being funny about it. They can be. Hungary renounces the Treaty of Trianon. That's again one of the sort of ending of the World War treaties that were going on around that time. The First World War. So, you know, I very much recommend either waiting until either the game is out. You know, don't buy games, or, you know, pre-buy games early. You wait till the game is out. Now, I will sort of amend that. Now, I bought like Hearts of Iron before it was out because I knew whether it was good or bad. I needed a copy of it because of modding and whatnot at the time. So it really didn't matter whether I liked it or not. I just knew I needed to have a copy of it. And then you go, but did you buy it? No, actually, I didn't buy it, but I did buy the expansion pass, and I have bought this. So, so I am, yes, we're getting that. Or if the game is nearly out, and you're able to watch a bunch of YouTubers play the game and get their feedback. Again, I do have a relationship with, which I'm sure to whatever degree colors my view of Slytherin Matrix games, but still getting the games, having somebody, wow, we're already 38 and we're not yet ready to go after Czechoslovakia, demand Sudetenland. We need more divisions to push on that. Okay, we can reassert Eastern claims though, so we'll do that now. Let's look at probably, well, let's see. Let's be intelligent about this. Yes, more trucks is where I was already sort of heading. And we're, oh, we have a couple, oh, we, of course, from Austria, we got a bunch more. So more trucks. Well, we could even do some more light tanks. Some more aircraft. And some more medium tanks. Okay, that means we will now, though we have no more civil factories, but we want to do some more Dutch East India rubber. Make that a good element, and we're going to come over here and see what divisions we can deploy so that we're expanding our army up to the 70,000 to be able to take or get, oh, we got to get our army bigger before they'll let us have that, I think is the case. Yeah, no, that could really be useful for dealing with the Soviets. Okay. You go to there. You support that attack. We're keeping our panzer thrust up here. We're going to try to grab as much territory as we can. No, actually, let's no, come here to there. We want to sort of drive around these guys a bit. They tell me, and it's real, that the reason they didn't do counters like in Hearts of Iron 3 is because of the 3D map, because of clipping. And they just looked ugly. They actually made counters for this game. So the files do, to some degree, I don't know what they look like. This was a public statement. I'll just say I don't know what they look like. But goddamn, look at that. That tank is clipping badly on this mountain. And so no one's made a 2D map. If somebody were to make a 2D map, I don't know, I think we or I, or no, I'm not that I'm so special, but I would definitely use my contacts to twist their arms to release the files so that we could have traditional counters for this game. question, put the squeeze on them, German pressure, sure, let's do that. No, you support the attack. You come up over here across the river. We're going to try to pincer off this pocket here. Okay, improved fighting equipment. Very nice. Good. Artillery, that's 39. Yeah. We're staying away from naval. We're doing that. Okay, okay. Maintenance company, that's always useful. And will you go for the Tiger early? Yeah, at some point early, but not this early for the Tiger or that. It knows some extended how the files look like. Will be well, because he worked with them to mod the game. Yeah. The stuff can be done. It just, you need a good flat map. And then we could get Hearts of Iron 3 style counters that I think could function that way. That would be very nice. I think we're going to go with more fighters there. Let's do a couple of more silos so we're building up our fuel reserves. And then let's go for another synthetic fuel factory. We'll put him down here. And then some more military factories. Now, how is our tech stealing thing doing? Okay, we got 114 days steal naval blueprints. Really wish it wouldn't stop the network thing. I'm understanding it. That's just a vicious rumor. Go back to this view. Okay. You support that attack. These guys are going to swing into that attack very soon, but they are very weak. Not planning on carriers, so I don't need naval-based fighters. Well, you know, I think we're going to end the episode, not to stream everybody here who's live, but just for those watching later on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And, of course, I love hearing from you, so please post questions, comments, suggestions, tips. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.